What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and today we find out exactly what we can expect from this underground match type. Now, previously we saw this match played out on up, up, down, down, but the way they presented it wasn't good. Today, we're expecting a full detailed breakdown to let us know everything we can do in this match, so I'm hopeful. But this thing is about to drop right now, so let's get right into it. But first, I gotta let y'all know that I will be giving away 3 copies of WWE 2K25. All you gotta do is drop a like on this video and smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Because on March 6th, I will be doing a live stream. And during that live stream, we will be picking our 3 winners. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they're coming on.
All right, so we head to IGN where it looks like they're doing a premiere presentation with the developer instead of a trailer. So we're gonna have to sit and talk through it. I can't wait until it's over because I gotta go to work in a minute. So let's see what we get.
So obviously here we're seeing some of the unique presentation for the match.
All right, so there's our rules. Underground rules, no counts, no pinfalls. The only way to win is by knockout, TKO, or submission.
Yeah, we always love an opportunity to really introduce the match when it has unique rules like this, utilizing the rules card like they do.
I like that. Now, they always showcase the intergender stuff. I guess it makes sense.
Down, as well as kind of acknowledging the crowd as they're called out by the ring announcer.
Or submission.
All right, and yes, I will be pausing it a lot to talk to y'all. So, people have been saying that those stupid stances are gone. Let's take a look at this match and see if we can find them, because if they are, that's a big win.
Introducing first, from Adelaide, Australia, the WWE.
Come on, Roman. You shadowboxing for Rhea Ripley?
So we see all these nondescript people around the ring, although that one looks a little bit like Jamie Noble in the background.
It's interesting hearing who people see in the faces of these ringside.
Looks like that may be the extent. Let's watch how the people outside of the ring interact as well.
Do you ever consider like using other wrestlers there? Or?
No, yeah, we didn't want them to necessarily be other wrestlers because the point is that it's more like the Fight Club feel where it's the people kind of closely around the match where you have this.
Okay, so it looks like they're really going for the vibes. It's just for the Fight Club feel.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'm interested to see if they pull weapons from under the ring.
Like the lumberjacks and stuff.
Oh, well, we've never had this many characters in a match before, right? So it was a huge challenge to figure out like what style of character we're gonna be able to support, how many we could have around the ring. And as we'll see in a moment,
All right, so that was pretty interesting what he just said. This is the most people they ever had around the ring. It was hard for them to get it done, and they didn't use real wrestlers because they wanted to capture that underground fight feel. My thought was they didn't use wrestlers because they're too detailed and they kind of would have put too much strain on the match, and that still could be the case because we actually heard from another developer that last-gen consoles are still holding our games back quite a bit. He was talking directly about the hair, but I think it goes deeper than that. Now, will we get full-blown lumberjack matches in the next game with this amount of wrestlers? I think if they ditch last gen, then it's possible. But we'll talk more about that later.
right behavior of them moving and not being too distracting, but also staying close.
Yeah.
And I think we landed in a really good spot, especially with the ability for them to kind of go transparent in the case that we get too close to the crowds.
Yeah. So how long had you been conceiving having Underground as a match type?
We'd had our eye on it pretty much since WWE started introducing the match type. It dates back to.
Okay, big shouts out to my boy Brian. Make sure y'all check him out. So the lumberjacks, or not lumberjacks, the people outside of the ring, they're just really there for the vibes. They don't do anything. As far as we know, hopefully they can at least pass some weapons in. We'll see.
I think it was Raw Underground.
Yeah.
A while back. It's one of the challenges has been knowing like how are we going to handle the ring combat, and so it was talked about for many years in a row. But
so they literally do nothing outside the ring.
Realized like now's the time to do it, especially now that they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
And I think we have the tools, we have the technology now to try and handle something like this.
Was there any particular hurdles in building this mode that like the average person might not consider?
Absolutely. I mean, one is just having to redo how combat works at the edge of the ring.
Yeah.
right? This brand new teeter state where people are kind of maybe falling off, maybe not falling off.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity for us to add a lot of moves that we've seen happen in games, but not had the easiest way of implementing. For example.
All right, so that's one thing, and that was actually pretty cool. Looks like Roman slipped what she just did. So this is pretty cool, the teeter thing, but to make this match just to do that is kind of strange.
Not had the easiest way of implementing. For example.
That's a nice reversal look,
spear
though.
or
And they
attempted
actually
spear
did
right off
knock
of the
down
apron.
the people.
Because it was a really cool moment.
I gotta say, there's immense satisfaction when I managed to pull that on you, somebody who I imagine has played this game quite a few times.
Yeah, all right, I'll turn it on now that you mention it.
You're like, I was playing nice, but now here we go.
Their opponent and tossing their opponent like they're nothing. I'll just leave it at this. Nobody.
All right, so it looks like they're going.
To get chucked around like that.
Looks like they're going for just the full-blown gameplay. Let's see if we see anything new or if.
These are high flyers and they use the ropes, they climb the ropes. This has a significant impact to their movesets in particular. How does it affect them?
Right, so access to the ropes in the corner is obviously not there. So a character who had a lot of moves relying on the ropes in the corner is going to have to be creative about how they're going to approach the match. We also have fallback moveset slots, alternate moveset slots for the core moves, those signatures and finishers that you normally would rely on in the case that, similar to like brawl environments where there's no ring.
Okay, so high flyers, I mean, they are kind of limited in the brawl environments, but not really, because as we see like in the warehouse, they have the SmackDown fist where you can get up there, you can jump off of stuff, you can jump off of the WrestleMania sign, so there are things you can jump off at least in the brawl areas. Here, that's not the case at all. So high flyers, as he said, they will have like an alternate finisher, but it's still going to handicap them quite a bit because they do more than their finishers off the top rope. They do those springboard moves, dives outside of the ring, which I guess you can still do, but yeah, probably not smart to pick a high flyer in one of these matches.
We have alternate moves to your character to perform. So you're never going to be without a signature or finisher, but maybe you're going to have to utilize a move that you're not used to. You still are going to have access to it. I can actually pause and show the example.
Sure.
So we have a move screen that shows all your character's moves. And if you look down here, we see what your ringside and underground assignments are.
Yeah.
So for Rhea Ripley, I actually have access to a lot of the same moves.
Yeah,
Roman
but it's
Reigns,
different with a high flyer.
Doesn't have the drive-by drop kick, right? Because they can use to finish the matches.
And how do you finish matches in the underground mode?
Good question. So underground is not a standard match type. Pinfalls don't exist. So we have submission and knockout as the two main ways.
Okay, we pretty much know that.
There's also no countouts.
So good thing we started late. We can fast forward a little bit.
And actually, we're about to witness it. I went for a submission instead. So getting hit with a finisher while you're in the danger state so the triggers are gonna control this is the new submission system. So left and right trigger moves you.
Oh, I see. I see.
Escape.
Oh.
But because
All right, there we go. So, I mean, they really didn't show us anything new here. Now, it's not finished. I'm not sure if they're going to do another match, but we didn't even see anybody outside the ring pass weapons in the ring. I mean, that's something you see like in a Fight Club, right? It's something they do in the Def Jam games, and they're kind of simulating Fight Club stuff there too. So I think there's a lot more we could have done with this match. I mean, we saw Jada Parker literally go into the ring and pull out a brick. So I think they should have added like different weapons and just different things in this match type. I don't know if this one's going to be for me. Another thing we did hear him state was when your wrestler is in a danger state, if you get hit with a finisher, cancel Christmas. It's over. So that's a nice addition because we've seen that outside of this underground match as well. I'm going to finish watching this, y'all, and I'll see if there's anything else we need to point out, and then we'll be right back. All right, so this is actually pretty cool. They're about to play around with the barricade dives because it's easier to access these without any ropes on the ring, but we see Roman Reigns do something pretty cool here as well.
Go for it. I'm sure you might reverse it. Oh no, there we go. Okay.
So go ahead and there's a nice ledge dive, and then try.
A ledge dive, so that's actually one way high flyers will be able to shine. I think it'd be cool if they're able to access their finishers like that too.
Climb that barricade the same way that you normally would. And you can walk along the barricade.
Love the barricade teeter.
I gotta say it's very Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Love it, yeah.
Roman's got to keep his balance.
Oh, okay, good.
Doesn't look Roman-esque, but it's cool.
Okay, that's nice.
So diving right off
Yeah.
it. So you have standing and grounded dives as well. Yeah.
So there's still weapons under the ring. Is that's yeah?
But ladies and gentlemen, it's glorious. I think the greatest thing we find here is those stances are really gone. Now, we still got some work to do because in Here Comes the Pain, the wrestlers actually stand like themselves. But you know what? The stances are gone, and that's a big step forward. So we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there.
There are still weapons. Yeah, you're free to grab them, though. No, this is.
As we see there is a weapons wheel, but we don't get any new or different unique weapons to this match. Oh, man. And it looks like we won't get our thumbtacks back in this game either. Well, I guess they wouldn't be back because they were in AEW Fight Forever, but looks like we're not getting thumbtacks here either.
Yeah, you're free to grab them, though. No, this is a DQ match type, so the referee won't be particularly happy if you hit somebody with a weapon.
Let's probably put it down then.
It's a DQ match type. What? I thought it was no DQ. So Jada Parker would have got disqualified if she nailed Lola Vice with that brick. Oh my goodness. So not only do we not get special weapons in this match, you can get disqualified. I mean, you could knock the ref out and still do your thing, but geez.
Because I don't want to get disqualified. What about the ring posts as well? Are they utilized?
Great point. Yeah.
Maybe you can
the
turn
ring posts
disqualification
and the edge of
off.
the ring have all new interactions. So we've seen this teeter state, right, where you can attack me and get brand new animations. And the ring posts as well have special.
Well, is it an infinite teeter there, or what's going on? How does she recover from the teeter state?
Have special interactions. If you drag or carry or Irish whip your opponent to the ring post, you can slam them into it. So here's an example of a nice ring post attack, which sets you up perfectly to go for.
Now, we saw that in a backstage match. I think it was Jey Uso and was it Rhea Ripley? He threw her into that post and she pretty much folded, just like Roman did there, but we didn't get a good look from that angle. Let's see if we can see it. I love how they just turn inside out when they hit the ring post.
So here's an example of a nice ring post attack, which sets you up perfectly to go for a ringside dive, of course.
Outside, big time risk pays off.
The daredevil in you comes out when you take risks like that.
Setting up for something here.
We have new interactions
Nice.
throwing somebody up onto a ledge.
I like
so
that.
There's more ability to take your opponent where you want to. And that's not just for underground matches. This extends to brawl environments as well.
What would you say, like, I know we've spoke about some challenges already, but what was the biggest challenge, the thing that was struck the fear?
Oh, okay. There we go. Show me something.
Well, ledges have always been a pretty big challenge for the game, and knowing that we wouldn't want to shy away from it, right? We didn't want to implement a version of this match that doesn't really avoids the issue and just kind of utilizes invisible walls. We wanted to really lean into it, and so I was worried about how this feature would pan out, and I find.
Okay, so that's going to be the big allure of these matches, actually getting people to kind of teeter on the ring so you can do crazy moves like that, slams outside of the ring. I wonder if we're going to be able to do like power bombs outside of the ring too.
Delight every single time somebody goes off a ledge.
I've got to say, it feels extremely smooth getting in and out of the ring as well.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
And I mean that also just bleeds into the characters at ringside, right? Like there's so much potential for chaos, but I think the way that they've landed is really nice, where you get the feel of the crowd surrounding the ring.
Okay, so the big thing about the characters outside of the ring, they're meaningless. In this match, that's what we don't care about. But I feel like them taking this step is going to get us closer to getting like an actual lumberjack match. Maybe 2K26 has a lumberjack match. Maybe 2K26 is current gen only, and we get those improvements in the wrestlers here. We get those things like the lumberjack match, things that we should have gotten in this consoles generation that has just been a disaster all around. Not just for WWE games, but all around. This has been like the most meaningless generation ever. And I think that's because the last generation sold so many consoles, people don't want to leave them behind. But yikes, boy, did we pay for it.
Hype of having people standing right over you, but they're not constantly getting in the way, and they don't interfere with the match in the way they should.
Right. Well, this I think maybe we should let the audio play out for a bit and let's just keep this match going and see who wins. Probably
good.
you.
All right, so they said they're just going to keep the match going. I'm going to scroll through and see if we get anything else here, and I'll be right back with y'all. All right, so he did just confirm that underground matches for right now are just 1v1. You can't get multiple wrestlers in there.
We're really happy when we got the green light to go ahead with this. This is something I've always wanted to see in the game. I think it just completely opens up your roster.
Okay, so I think we're pretty much safe to finish up here. As y'all can see, the premiere, oh, y'all can't even see it there. The premiere is still going right now, but I think we've pretty much already heard everything. All right, if y'all want to see the rest of this, make sure y'all head to IGN, but we pretty much got what we need from figuring out exactly what this underground match is going to be. It looks like they're just playing around with like the edge of the ring a lot. We do got that nice little turnbuckle spot, or I guess there's no turnbuckle, the post spot, whatever you want to call them. We got some nice stuff so we can actually jump off the barricades, throwing opponents outside the ring, diving outside the ring on top of opponents. So not a big thing. The people outside of the ring are really irrelevant to the match. They're just there for the vibes. They don't pick out weapons. In fact, if they did, it would be bad because this is a disqualification match. So, underground match, I'm not crazy over the moon for. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's a fun thing to have in here, but as far as it being something that's a game changer, I don't think that's going to be the case. But what do y'all think about it? I'm just a regular dude making videos on YouTube. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.